I never thought it would happen this way. Yesterday, one of my most successful friends who works in like the corporate world, he gave me a call, and he's someone who I've always wanted to work with. He's a guy who is moving and shaking things here in the city that we live in. He makes a six-figure income. And yesterday he called me and he let me know that his job was hiring. And for a moment, I began to entertain the thought of, would I go back to work for somebody else? And I was always taught that the most expensive thing in the world is a closed mind. And so I asked him, what were the particulars about the job? Can you let me know? Maybe this is something that I could do in addition to the businesses that I run, the YouTube channels that we have. And as he's letting me know the particulars about this particular job, it wasn't the same type of job that he has, but it was working for the company. And I started to ponder in my mind that what if I just started here at this entry level position and I, worked my way up through the ladder to eventually reach where he was. And I began to remember that with the internet, with things like YouTube, with social media, we have the abilities to create an unlimited amount of income. And sometimes in the short term, it seems like a logical thing to do, to work for somebody else where you're going to get a guaranteed paycheck every single week. Those seem like logical things to do. But one thing I remembered is that with social media, like in one day, your life could change. One day you could record the right video. One day you could make the right post. You could start the right Facebook group. You could create the right product, and your whole life changes. And there's so much upside with being a digital entrepreneur in 2024 than there was when I got started all the way back in 2007, that even right now, on my main YouTube channel, I posted a video there the other day, and it took me like 9 minutes to record this particular video. And so far, the video has made like $90 in ad revenue, not counting anything that comes after the YouTube ad program. And I began to think that if I can make $90, $100, sometimes even $800, $900 from an hour of work that I put into my YouTube channels, why in the world would I even be pondering working for somebody else again? And so this video, I guess, is my vocal and verbal declaration that I'll never work a 9-to-5 job again. And I pray that on this channel that some of you are watching this video, you're going to be inspired to understand that you can make this a reality for yourself as well. That the security that we think that we get from working in a traditional job, a lot of these securities are false. You see, at any moment, especially in the state that I live in, Las Vegas, Nevada, in Nevada, this is an at-will work state. So at any moment, the employer that you're working for could hire you or fire you. There's no guarantees. And so coming up from my background, growing up in South Central LA, there's been no guarantees my whole life. I feel like to be 36 years old, to have made it out of the hood, to have made it out of the circumstances and the things that almost made me become a statistic, that I'm already playing with house money, right? To be 36 years old, to have done the things that I've done in my life, I might as well just go all in. There's no turning back. Growing up, I saw so many people die. I saw so many people never truly live up to their dreams, ever even get to pursue their dreams because of the circumstances and situations that life throws at them. And so I just began to remember for a moment. I said, hey, let me call you back in 5 minutes. Let me think about this. Let me pray about this. And I began to remember what my bosses in my last job, telling me when I can go to the bathroom, telling me when I could take off work, limiting the amount of money that I can make in a particular day, a particular week, based on how many hours I had to give up of my life to do it. It was almost like I was staring death in the face, and I said, I can't willingly give up my life again for somebody else. And so it was a hard conversation I had to have with my friend. I'm waiting for the day that we're able to work together. I know we're going to create some amazing things when we do eventually work together, but this is not the right one. And so I said no. I respectfully declined the job, and just let him know that I'm going to continue to do this entrepreneurship thing until the wheels fall off. And so I don't know about you. One thing that I realized that there were so many people who have sacrificed for me to even have the opportunity to be an entrepreneur right now. I think about some of the sacrifices my wife made. I think about some of the sacrifices some of my family members made. I think about the relationships that didn't go the way that I thought they were going to go because I chose this path over other paths. And so even I was raised by my great grandmother. I made a promise to become successful. And I think that there's so many people sacrificed and gave up so much of themselves so that I could pursue this thing fully. Like, I have to see it out. And I don't know about you. I don't know about your situation, about your circumstance, but the chance, the opportunity, the upside, the potential that we have to create something unimaginable when we bet on ourselves, like this feeling, this place, I can't give it up. Now, at one point in my life, I understood that this was my pride talking, that I had to humble myself, and there was a period where I did go back and I worked. But I feel like at this point in my life, I've learned every lesson that I needed to learn in that arena. I've gone through every test and every trial that needed to happen in that place for me to see that this is the only option. And so if this is the only option, then I'm going to do everything that I can, spend every waking moment that I'm not spending with God and my family, I'm going to spend it learning and producing results in my business so that I'll never work again. And also so that I can create systems, I can create processes for people like you who are on the fence of jobs are not hiring like they once were. Jobs are not paying like they once were. What am I going to do? You know, I don't even know what else to say after that, but it was a liberating moment. And so I can promise I'm going to be making more videos on this channel. I think this channel is something I want to continue to build not just for myself anymore, but for you guys. I want to give you guys everything that I didn't have when I made the decision to take a leap of faith and quit my job without a roadmap, without a plan, without any type of safety net. And so if you're on that fence of quitting your job, again, one of the first things that I would tell you to do is that whatever you decide to do, that you have to make a decision. And a decision means to cut away every other opportunity. And so some of you know that you've been called to start a business. You know that you've been called to leave your job, but you have chosen to do those things, but you haven't made a decision. And there is a revelation of the difference. When you choose something, you could later turn around on your choice and choose something different. There is liberty in making a choice. However, when we make a decision, when we decide, it literally means to burn the boats, to cut away every opportunity that is counter to this opportunity. And this is what I'm doing. There's no other alternative for me but to pursue entrepreneurship. And I know some of you guys have watched the video. Some of you guys have reached out to me personally on saying, Ryan, I want help with this. I want a clear path to be able to quit my job. And then life got in the way. You went back to work. Whatever stresses and struggles that you're going through have caused you to not continue to pursue what you said you want to do. And I want to just help, truly help. If you are a person who never wants to work a job again, I want to show you what I've learned over the last 3 years to save you the headache, the heartbreak of failing, so that you have success, so that the thought of going back to the job lives in your rearview mirror, and that this is no longer an option for you, that you become a full-time entrepreneur. You become a person who creates products, creates services that add value to the world, that there's no limit on how much money that you can make in a day. There's no limit on how much money you can make in an hour. There's no limit to how much money that you can bring in for you and your family. And so if this is something you want to do, if you want to escape the traditional rat race, escape the traditional confines that have kept you limited in your potential, kept you limited in your life and in your finances, then go ahead and text the word escape. It sounds like somebody is already doing that right now, but go ahead and text the word escape to 702-608-1689. Again, text the word escape to 702-608-1689. I'll be glad to help you make the right decision for yourself, that you can cut away all the distractions and get to a place where you can start generating income, revenue for yourself, so that you can leave your job without stress, struggle, or strain. And so do me a favor, if this video helped you in any kind of way, like this, share this with somebody else who needs to hear it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.